What is up, my Instagram, Facebook family? I am here and I am coming to you from Santa Monica. It's peak hour, so if you hear some traffic, don't be alarmed and just stay with me through this live. So, this is episode 2 of a 10-part series I'm doing called the Single Series. Now, this is going to be through the whole of February. So if you are single or you know somebody who's single, share this live with them, tag them in this live if you're on Facebook, and interact with me on this, because this is 3 red flags to look out for when dating. Now, I've actually got way more than 3, so I'm just going to share them all with you, but there's 3, hopefully you take away 3 red flags from this live. So as I go through this, I would love for you guys to comment below, tell me if you've experienced these things before too, if there are anything that resonate with you, or maybe it's something that you can actually relate to, you've been through, you've experienced, or maybe you've actually done yourself. So I'm going to kick this off. So like I said, if you're jumping on, say hello. I see Matt's on. I see the real Pablo's on. Hello. And who do we have on Facebook right now? We have Phil, we have Amber, and we have Serena. Hello, my guys. So please comment, share this live if you get any value from it. Help me to help more people. And tag your single friends in this. All right. So firstly, I just want to say we've all experienced and we've all probably ignored red flags while dating. I find it's so easy for us to get swept up in like the novelty and the excitement of seeing someone new, that we have our like love goggles on and we have these blinders on to not so great things that happen. And I see this a lot in women, and I know that it happens for men too, where we sometimes these red flags come up, but we just push them under the rug because we want to be loved, or we want to so badly be wanted by that person that we push them under the rug and let them go. So I wanted to share with you some of the ones that are big for me. And as we go, like, communicate back and forth with me. I'd love to hear your experiences of these things. So one of the first ones for me is presence. Now, what I mean by that is if somebody is on a date with you, or you're hanging out with somebody, you're spending time with somebody, getting to know them, and they're always on their phone, that's a red flag. Phones these days are like a big addiction. We pretty much all of us, like let's be honest, most of us have a phone, and a lot of us are always on our phones. If you are walking down the street, 90% of people that you see will be on their phones. So for me, presence is a really big one. Not just if I'm on a date, but even if I'm with my friends. It's so important for me to be present with my friends, be present with the guy that I'm on a date with. And for me, to receive that from somebody, to receive someone's full presence is so important. Like it actually creates trust for me within somebody if I know that they're super present with me. If somebody isn't present with me, if they are on their phone all the time, for example, I feel like they don't care, or they are not interested in me. So that's a really big red flag, and I think it's just rude. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, now this is one that I've come up against a lot in my life, is they'll only hang out with you in the late night hours. So if you are dating someone right now and they only contact you in the late night hours, or they only send you messages late at night, or ask you to do things really late at night, it's a pretty clear like giveaway that that person probably wants one thing: sex from you. So just check in with yourself. Like, have you allowed that to happen to you in the past? I know I have, for sure. And another thing, like, as a woman, I've I've given into that many times because, again, it comes back to just wanting to be loved. So really check in and see, like, is that person you're dating right now, or have those people that you've been dating only message you late at night or only called you late at night? That is a red flag. However, if you're only wanting something casual with someone, if you're only wanting to, be casual and play around, maybe that works for you. But if you're really, truly ready to call in something powerful, if you're truly ready to, commit with somebody and go. Hey, Scran. I see Belinda, Scott. So good. The real Pablo. He moved, make from a lack of relationship with your father as a girl growing up. That was here. Here we go. All right. So, number 3, being flaky. Now, I'm in LA right now, and over the last couple of years, I've spent a lot of time in LA. And I'm going to speak from, and LA is that people are really, really, really flaky. Now, what I mean by that is like, hey, I want to go on a date with you. Or they will say they're going to call you, and then they don't ever call. p.m. And then they sat around waiting till 9 p.m. and then they call. And they think that that's like totally fine. Well, for me, that is not okay. I am a person, I'm a woman of my word. So when I say that I am going to be somewhere, if I say I'm going to call someone, or if I am going on a date especially, and I'm planning to meet someone at 7 p.m., I will be there at 7 p.m., if not earlier, because I respect my own time, and I also respect the other person's time. So when somebody is flaky, whether they say they're going to call and they don't, or they say they're going to see you and they don't, they say they want to talk but then they don't, that's a red flag for me. Because if they're doing it now, it's a big reflection that that's what they're going to be like years down the track, and that ain't cool. So let me know if this is like resonating with you guys, if you're feeling it. I see Belinda said, what if someone is that red flag person? What advice do we give them? You can speak your truth. I just had this conversation with one of my friends today about speaking your truth. But you always come from your own experience. What's your truth about it? It could be like, hey, my experience is that I feel that, like the last couple of times you've said you were going to call, I haven't received that call from you, and I'm having a little bit of trouble understanding why, and I wanted to know if you could explain to me. Like, you can always come from your own experience instead of like coming to them and being like, hey, you didn't call me, because that will not get you anywhere. So it really depends on what the red flag is, or if it's even worth your energy. Like, is it even worth your energy bringing that up? Is it even worth your energy, like, bringing that to them? Do you care that much? Has there been enough red flags for you to just let it go? Now, what else do I have for you? Okay, so I've got 2 more. The next one is they don't ask questions about you. Now, this is a big one for me. And I actually have just experienced this recently. So when I go on a date with somebody, I want to get to know the person. I want to know about them. I want to learn about them. I want to explore what they're about. I want to just really learn about that person. And so as I am on the date, I will always ask questions. And, there's a statement, powerful questions lead to powerful answers. And I really believe that. And so for me, whenever I'm on a date, I always ask many, many, many questions. And it's from a very sincere place of wanting to get to know that person and learn about them. So recently I was on a date and I was sitting there and I felt like I was asking all these questions, but I wasn't getting asked any questions back. So this person just sat there and I was asking, like, getting to know about them, but they had no interest in learning about me. Like, they never once asked me, what about you? Tell me about you. Like, do you have family? Like, where's your family? How long are you here for? What are you doing? Like, I didn't get asked any questions. So in that, like, as I was observing through this date, I was like, wow, this person hasn't even asked one question about me. That's a pretty good indication for me on their interest in me. So that's a really big one for me. Like, I want to learn about somebody, but I also want someone to be curious about me and learn about me too. So that's a really big one for me. That's a red flag for sure. They don't ask questions about you. Now, there's a last one that I wanted to bring up, and this one is, I just had a conversation with one of my friends about this before, is about clinginess, and somebody who always needs to know where you are, always needs to know what you're doing, and messages you a trillion times a day. Now, sometimes we like that and it's fun and it's cool and we like to hear from that person, and I've definitely appreciated that at times, as long as it's not coming from a really clingy place. Hey, Elizabeth. It really depends on the place it's coming from. For me, I've experienced a clinginess, but it's the feeling that I get in my body when I experience that is like, oh no, this doesn't feel good. This person is insecure. This person is jealous. This person, like very insecure and very attached fast. So really take notice of that. Like, are they being clingy? Are they messaging 1,000 times a day? Are they always needing to know where you are, what you're doing? And then there's another side of this, which comes back to what I said before about being flaky and saying, like, they'll call you, but then they won't. I've also been on the other side of this where I have experienced somebody say, like, I'll meet you at this time. I'll call you at this time. Let's go out tomorrow night. And it's like, okay, great. And then I've sat at home all night waiting to hear from that person because they said that we were going to go out the next night. And I've tried to call and everything, and I don't get any response. So I've sat there and wasted my time waiting for that person to call me and take me out, or call me and like spend time with me. So I want you guys to think about all of the things I've just spoken in this, and think about where you do these things too. So yes, these are all red flags to look out for when you're dating somebody, but just bring it back to yourself and look at where you've been these things before in relationships. Like, where have you actually been the red flag? And maybe you're still being that in some ways, and maybe this is something you can bring an awareness to and start shifting, because there's many red flags. So think about that. Think about where it's coming up for you in your own life, and really what this all comes down to at the base of all of this is standards in relationship. Now, this is a really big module. This is a really big piece of the program that I have, Calling in Your King, which starts again in March, for women. Getting super clear on your standards in relationship. And a lot of women I talk to are like, yeah, but I know my standards. And I'm like, but do you really? Because once we do the deep work in this, we very fastly see that a lot of us, men and women, are not clear on what our standards are within dating. So this is a massive part of the program that I run, Calling in Your King. This program is all about preparing yourself for a powerful partnership, building the body and becoming that which you say you want to call into your life. So if there's any women on this who are really ready to build that body and become that which you say you want in your life, You need to become that first because you attract what you are. If that is you and you're interested, I'm going to drop the link on Facebook in the comments below for my program. This will be a really small, intimate group of women. It's not for everybody, but I've just put 13 women through this program and they all got amazing, amazing results. If you're on Instagram, you can go to the link in my bio and click on Calling in Your King, and then you can apply there. But yeah, bring this back to yourself. Like, where are you being these things within the dating scene? Where are you being the red flags? And where are you allowing the red flags to continue? I see Saran wrote, yeah, I'm seeing someone who I just realized hasn't asked much about me. Yeah, so are you cool with that? Are you cool with somebody not really being that interested in learning about you? Or is that a big thing for you and you want them to be interested in you? Like, really sit with that. Anyway, I love you all. I'm just about to, it's Valentine's Day in 2 days. Just warning you, everybody. I am going to buy myself a Valentine's Day present right now. Stay tuned for the sensual outcome. Hashtag 2019 sensual. Boom. All right. Peace out. I'm still live.